Sup, Nerdmigos and the Jive Talking Nerd John Nord Group. We've got Wife here. We're back at it again for another Trek Jive. A little late, but we wanted to get a couple of watches in on this episode, which is Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 10, Hegemony. And it is also the season finale of Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Which is just...
disappointing.
I mean, it's a great episode. It's
not disappointing.
Spoiler-free review, great episode. Sad that we're at the end of this. There's nothing else I can say that isn't spoilers. So, Spoiler alert. We're going to kind of like run into this real quick. Spoiler alert. What a fucking absolutely profoundly good episode.
What a fantastic episode.
Wow, a good episode. With a few caveats that they could have did this with like 3 lines that would have made it less. It sucks to be a red shirt, but that's all right. We finally got it, guys. It's Gorn o'clock.
It's the thing that you've been talking about.
The thing I've been saying this
whole season.
This whole season, I've been like, hey, dog, remember when you were like, Gorn were declared, but then Gorn were in fact not declared?
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
After every single
Why
episode,
did you lose my luggage? It was declared.
Where the Gorn at?
Yeah, where? Well, they're right here, and they are bringing a lot of shitty shit.
Yeah, and they are taking a lot of lives.
Ooh, girl. So we get like our captain's log is from Captain Patel, which is great. We get a little bit more of the Patel Pike relation, which I'm here for.
Which is super sweet.
Yeah, which I'm super here for.
And
I
in
love
hindsight
so
is
much.
giving me like big black flags.
Oh my god. It's not even just this. Like real ass talk, bro. Patel in every single episode this season has just been the blackest of flags.
I mean, you gotta...
Bro, just
in
skulls and crossbones aplenty, right? Bloody Pirate Island up in this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So many black flags. But...
even more so than Hemmer, and he knew when he was gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, like... I feel like... this is one of those, I mean, you know, and they ended it at the right place or whatever, but I feel like this was one of those episodes where the stakes were high enough that, like, I got this inkling in the back of my mind the first time we watched it, and I felt it a lot more the second time we watched it, which is, hey, where are the red shirts that are supposed to die so that way our main characters don't?
Oh, there's none of those.
Yeah, they're not there, dog.
Not only are they not there, we got a new character.
Yeah.
A new old character.
So, first of all, right, we're not going to go over all the details of the episode, but, like, the Gorn's arrival was straight up Independence Day. You called that. It was
absolutely
right? You were just like, this is the most Independence Day shit ever, right?
I loved it.
And it totally was.
I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
Very
I'm
good.
loving it.
Very good.
They're definitely coming in with that big blah.
Yeah. You know how the bad guys
energy.
love a light in the sky ass thing? What do we gotta do? We gotta take over this planet or do some shit? Let's do a light in the sky.
Yeah.
Let's do some atmosphere shit. Let's do a light in the sky. Let's do a burned up town.
Yeah.
If
this was a Michael
like
Bay
Midwest
movie, there would be hurricanes. There'd be helicopters.
Yeah. I mean, there was a crashing shuttlecraft, so close enough.
Very close. Yeah.
They don't do spinning blades in Star Trek. It's old. Yeah. Yeah. Ancient technology from a more dangerous time or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that was really dope. I really love the redesign of the Gorn. I thought this in the Hammer episode. I was like, you know, these guys are pretty dope looking, right? They're like way more lizardy and whatever. But we hadn't seen like a grown-ass adult one yet.
Yeah.
And we saw that on this. And we got to see their spacesuit. And I'm very here for it. Right? I'm very, very here for it. I like the alien references they made with the like tail down thing. But like, let's be perfectly real. If you're in a space movie and one of the things in that movie got a tail, shit gonna dangle out of a fucking overhead gantry or some such, right? Like you have to do that. Right?
Yeah.
That's like anytime you're going from not moving faster than the speed of light to moving faster than the speed of light, you gotta do some function to punch it, hit it, engage, make it go now, whatever that halluce was, right? You got to do that, right? You got to have that like pause, that moment to like for the crowd to be like, "Bleh," right? So like I'm very here for all the like sci-fi references that we got in this episode. But with regard to the lack of red shirts, I'm happy that bloody Chapel survived or whatever, but I feel like as a group, the Enterprise didn't do a great job making sure that she was the only alive one on the saucer section of that starship before they flung it at a planet. Right? And I'm like, we're gonna assume they're all dead, Jim, but like
it's a big saucer section.
Fucking huge
really
area
big.
Of stuff, dog.
And to assume that she's the only one, I mean, I feel like
I
feel like we're either A, missing part of the story that indicates to us that she was the only one, or B, we just only care about the characters
like
that
the
are
main,
within our
like the main
sphere
guys.
of influence.
I mean, I'm gonna hope. Fingies crossed. I'm gonna hope that there is a 5-second sting on the cutting room floor, as it were, where as she's rifling through shit to get everything set up, she like grabs a tricorder and like flips it open, and it's just like nobody else made it. Closed, puts it down, and then goes right. And like in the like organization of the episode, they were like, I don't know that you really need to put that in there. Like it made sense at the time.
Like everybody gets beamed off by the Gorn, and she got beamed on like a split second after.
Well,
and it's just like
she beamed up before the Gorn showed up.
Yeah, but we don't know if they attacked the ship by then.
Well, they didn't because because she beamed up
so much for
before the communication, because the communication error was when all the badness started.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I mean, I don't know. Give me the throwaway line so I know that my bridge crew isn't committing genocide. Right? Give me that throwaway line. It's the nice thing to do. That's really my only issue with this episode. Is that one bit there. I love the interaction between Uhura and Patel.
Yep.
I loved the like we're just gonna hot glue a bunch of busted up ship parts to our shuttlecraft and then fall from space and turn this shit on at the last second is just such a bold strategy.
Very fun.
It's so fun.
Very fun.
So fun. I guess the big one is that we got young Scotty.
Yeah, we got young Scotty.
Which I'm very here for.
Scotty.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Fantastic casting.
I loved his interaction with, it's been a whole season and I still cannot remember her name.
Patel?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Pelia.
Oh, Pelia.
Yeah.
That's actually what I meant before was Uhura and Pelia. I said Patel. I don't know where that name came from.
You did, and I was like, maybe I blacked out.
Yeah, no. Pelia.
Loved that interaction with Scotty and Pelia.
Yeah.
Very fun.
In fact, I liked all of Pelia's interactions. This episode, she was very much leaning into she's taught all these kids in the academy, right? Because she's like on Una, she's over here just like, if you had answered questions like that in class, maybe I wouldn't have given you a B or whatever, right? And you're like, geez, that is savage, dog. It's been some time, and then of course she like gives Scotty the business and such like that, which is good. Scotty's interactions with everybody was really good also, right? He was very like, so you're probably gonna need to take me with you on this mission. And Pike's like, do you want to go? And he's like, no, I'm terrified. But, he's like, if you wanted to plan a secret mission, maybe don't do it right next to my sleeping area. I'm just putting this out there. Like, it was good. It was good. I really like young Scotty in this. It'll be interesting to see what they do with what's her name being all Gorn-egged up in the arm.
Oh, with Patel? Yeah.
With Patel being
because
all
as far
Gorn-egged
as we know, there's no cure for that.
Oh, yeah, as far as we know.
Right? I mean, maybe they put her into, like, a warp cycle, like we know that Chapel did back during the Klingon War, and maybe that's how we're
in a
doing that thing,
transporter loop. Yeah.
So like maybe we get some of that. Maybe there's a little bit of a delay.
Well, they got her in a stasis field, which is supposed to like dramatically slow down stuff to figure it out. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if I was her, if I was in a situation where like this egg-laying spit lizard did that, I would immediately laser that arm off. That arm would be off so fucking fast, dude. Right? The Romans in the Colosseum would be like proud. that shit came off so fast, dude. And I'm like, I know, right? I didn't even think about it. It was just like, zap.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we don't know how quickly it, like, affects people or infects people.
Well,
like,
and we don't know how it spreads. I mean, we don't know so much about the
zombie
Gorn
virus stuff happening.
Well, we know so much about, so little, I should say, about the Gorn in general, but especially about Strange New Worlds Gorn, which are like Gorn, but like a little different, right? Like they're done with a lot of stuff. They're like adding bonus features.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see what happens with that. I think that either she dies season 2. Yeah. Maybe not in the beginning. They might draw it out in like a real dark way, right? But I think she either dies season 2 or at the beginning of season 2 when they go to like save their people who got taken. Because what you got...
You got Mbenga.
You got Mbenga. You got Kirk's brother. Mm-hmm. Who else we got? Oh, and we got the pilot.
Yeah.
Ortegas, which is crazy town.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to go save them, obvi, right? So maybe when they go on the ship to do a daring against Starfleet regulation mission, they like discover some shit.
Yeah.
Right.
They
whatever that
somehow
shit is.
Find something. Maybe there's another species
with
that they rescue.
Mbenga being one of the ones that's taken, he is like medicine-y enough. He's like doctor enough to be like listening in on some shit and been like, I got a secret, you know, whatever. So he might like know some shit or like whatever, like learn from some shit or whatever. So that'll be interesting. I'm very hyped to see what the inside of one of these Gorn ships look like, right? And to see the adult Gorns like using technology and outside of their spacesuits. Although that spacesuit was
very cool.
Fire, dude. Yeah. It reminded me a lot of the Hirogen spacesuits. I mean, not blue, obviously, like the Hirogens, but it reminded me a lot of the Hirogen spacesuits from Voyager, where it's that sort of like kind of gothically bold, like violent sort of armor, you know, because their armor's like over the top, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like kind of a cross between like the Klingons and the Yautja, the species from the ones the predator species.
Oh,
yeah, they're called the Yautja. Sorry, I had to think of what like the predator.
I was
bugs.
just like, yes, a Star Trek species I am not familiar with. Yes.
No. So that's why I've always been a big fan of the Hirogens, is because they're just like, what are these, like Delta Quadrant Yautja Klingons? I'm fucking super here for these guys. Yeah. They're so weird too. But so like the Gorn are really dope in this, and I really want to know more about them.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
And see more.
Yeah. I really loved how Pike didn't have all the answers.
Yeah.
In this, as much as I love that Pike has all the answers, I felt that him not having all the answers was a really nice twist to this episode, showing that he like is sometimes just operating on sheer bravado and putting him sort of at odds with himself. Like it very much gives him like a really cool sort of, I don't want to say a character flaw, because it's not really a character flaw, right? That's just like being human.
Oh, you don't know
right?
exactly how to handle this brand new situation.
Know exactly how to deal with this. Like
Pike.
it was a thing that we've never really seen.
It was humanizing.
It
took him from being like a place in story, a
mythological
hero,
being.
right? A myth, right? That brought him down.
Oh, we got to see
reality.
the man behind the myth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I also think that this episode was probably about as close as we're gonna get in Strange New Worlds to a horror episode, because if you took this this plot framework for this episode and turned it into the first half of a movie, that could be a new Aliens movie right there.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be Aliens. Like this.
I mean, it could be just about anything, right?
If you just took all of the Star Trek stuff out, right? Like, take out the badges, take out make the ships just generic spaceship 2468 Delta, right?
Yeah.
If you were to just sort of like un-Star Trekify the episode visually and like linguistically, like remove the like Star Trek version of words, right? Call them teleporters, not transporters, that sort of thing. But keep all of the lines and all of the characterizations and all of that stuff in the movie. This would be a fantastic Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
Not only would it be a fantastic Star Trek movie, but I think that you honestly wouldn't even need build-up. This is...
Do you mean a fantastic sci-fi
Or sci-fi movie, excuse me. This is another example...
Yes, this would also be a good Star Trek movie.
I think this is a great example of Strange New Worlds doing... each episode is like in a vacuum its own thing that you can just like watch. Like, I think about like if Strange New Worlds was in syndication, it was just being like played in whatever rando order on some television channel on like cable TV or whatever. Would this episode make sense if you just jumped into it? Yeah, I think it would.
I think it would.
Right?
I think it
but
would
also,
make enough
if
sense.
You know enough about this show over the last 2 seasons, then you would also get a lot of that extra stuff because they have this like standalone. I mean, not full bottle, right? This isn't like a holodeck episode,
no.
Like the singing episode, Subspace Rhapsody, or those old scientists. Those are like proper bottle episodes, right? But this is standalone enough of an episode for it to be able to be syndicated, but also connected enough to the overarching plot of Strange New Worlds Season 2 and Season 1 that you get that like Ortega's at the beginning of the season was asking to be on an away mission, right? And got denied like twice or whatever, and she finally got to go on her away mission. Mind you, not the best away mission to go on, right? Because she got captured by the aliens.
It started good, though.
But it started really dope. And, and the captain even said, like, the only person who could have done this was you, because, like, obviously a regular person would not have decided to skydive a shuttlecraft to below 1,500 meters or kilometers or whatever the heck she said.
Well, and we also have, Spock and Chapel meeting up again after this, like really the first time after this breakup.
Yeah.
So we get to see sort of like what's going on there.
Yeah. So like if you're in the know, you get a lot of extra stuff. But if you're not in the know, like if you had never seen TOS and you didn't know who Scotty was, which is like, wow, what are you doing? How did you miss that? Have you ever heard of Catch Up? I have a bunch of stuff to introduce you to, since you're fresh from this cave or underground bunker that you lived in. But like, if you were completely disconnected from the like greater lore of Star Trek, I still feel like this would be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Because like, you don't have to know who Scotty is to get that this dude's, because it wasn't like, this is Scotty, and then he saves the day. It's just like some jackass named Scotty who was able to survive. And the only like character inference you get is explained to you directly and frankly is new knowledge to the greater fandom, because we didn't know that Pelia taught him at the academy. Right? So there's a lot of that interaction where it's like, if you didn't know that Spock and Chapel had a relationship, you would know that there's some drama there. But like, you don't need to know the full brunt of the details to experience the necessary and more like obvious emotions that are being presented in that moment. You know what I mean? So this was, and a lot of the shots felt very movie-like.
Yeah.
I mean, in Alexa's review, she talked about this, about when the third season comes out, episode 1 of the third season, which is the continuation of this episode, releases, like hopefully a theater will pick it up and do like a back-to-back double feature to see the whole thing movie length. And it's the smartest idea ever.
It would be really
somebody flip and do this, my dude. I want this so bad.
Yeah,
it would be so much fun, and I love watching Star Trek in theaters. So like, I'm very here for that experience. I super want it. But yeah, this was such a great episode. I'm trying to think if there's like anything that we didn't catch that was like particularly dope.
I mean, really, overall, it was just like a solid episode.
It was just a solid
There was
episode,
like a good, it was, everything about it was really good, but it wasn't necessarily like earth shattering in the way that it was doing things, right? It wasn't the first, I feel like this season we've had so many earth-shattering type episodes that this was just like a good, super solid episode of Trek.
Is it top 10 for this season?
It wasn't.
Well, technically
kitschy.
it has to be because there's only 10 episodes.
There's only 10.
But
it is
like,
definitely in the top 10.
Is it top 5 though? I don't think so. For this season, and I love this episode. This is a good episode,
but there's not like a gimmick to it. There's not like a kitsch to it.
Other
this
than
is
that
like
it's the closest to a horror,
standard.
like you had said before.
Exactly. But like this is just like a real solid and standard episode of Star Trek, and I super love that. But it also took a season where I think that with Strange New Worlds, because we have so many less episodes in a season than we do with most of the older Trek stuff, it's a lot harder to really have that like effective buildup that leads you to like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen in the next season? I can't wait to see the season finale. I feel like so few shows do that like to be continued thing now because shows are less episodes and it's really hard to keep people in it long enough to be like, to be continued, really? And not like, to be continued, my heart.
And it doesn't help that a lot of these streaming services today are real like, we're going to make 3 episodes of this. And then they're like, never 3 seasons, and then actually we're not going to, or whatever.
There's only
looking
one,
directly in your eyes, Paramount.
And
like
Netflix.
Bring Prodigy back.
Also
Netflix with oh my god, so many shows.
So many shows. So many shows.
Yeah.
So it was I mean, not only the commitment to having an additional season, right? But the sheer balls to go out there and do an episode
fucking to be continued the end of this episode.
Like
that's
what?
Fair.
Not even Stranger Things had the balls to do that.
Yeah. They're wrapping it up because they don't know. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
no, I'm super here for this.
Yeah.
This felt like watching old Star Trek. This whole season felt like watching old Star Trek, but just like condensed.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wish we had like
I wish we had more episodes.
15 episode season or maybe even 20 episode season of Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is so good. And this season was so good. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, season 1 was fantastic also. But season 2 of Strange New Worlds is some of the best Trek out there. Full fucking stop, dude. It's so good. The characters are fun. It's well written. It's well acted. The graphics are amazing in this. My only complaint being Paramount Plus, maybe get better servers, fucking stream in a higher definition. Dog, I did not pay an arm and a leg for a 4K TV to be receiving this shit in 1080p. Like a noob, it's unacceptable. Give me more
2010?
pixels. That shit needs to be rendered to me in 16K. Let my TV decide which 4 of the 16 it wants to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But that's not the show's fault. That's Paramount's fault.
I want to see every one of Pike's individual hairs.
Yeah, I want to appreciate each one of those hairs as they stand tall in the front of in the front of chaos. But no, this was such a great season, and I can't wait for more Trek, and I can't wait for more Strange New Worlds. And as far as we are aware, we've got a little bit of a break from Star Trek, and then September 7th. We get Lower Decks season 4.
Yeah,
I think that's the season we're on.
Hopefully, they reference the Strange New Worlds episode,
those old scientists episode of this, which I mean they have to, right? Like,
I'm sure that they will
for
it's
sure.
so meta.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, the show's definitely meta enough for that to happen. It's such a meta show.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was oh my god, what a fun season. I definitely will rewatch the season before the next one comes out.
Yeah.
And we will catch you guys
soon.
So we'll definitely be doing Lower Decks. You know how much I love Lower Decks. And between then and now, we're just going to take a little break from Star Trek. We've got a bunch of other stuff that we've been wanting to review anyway. So you'll catch some of that stuff on here.
Some non-Trek
some
stuff.
non-Trek stuff.
Ooh.
And then if you do want more Trek and you're like fresh to us and our faces, we've got a playlist for Trek Jive. We've covered like basically all of New Trek and I think some Voyager.
Maybe a handful of Voyager episodes.
Like a handful of Voyager. We need to get back into watching Voyager.
Yeah,
hey, BBC, maybe start syndicating Voyager, bro. I've seen TNG all the way through like 4 times already. And DS9 all the way through like at least 2 times. Recently on BBC. I'm not even talking about historically in my life, the number of times I've seen these shows.
Yeah.
But like, where's Voyager? Where's my boy? Or even Enterprise. I mean, it's weird, but I appreciate Enterprise. So, like, get your shit together. But yeah, either way, I have been John Knockgrove. This has been Wife. This has been Trek Jive. This is the season finale for Strange New Worlds season 2. This was episode 10, Hegemony. Wow, what a season. What an episode, what an ender, and what a season. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time for more Star Trek.